In this video, I'd like to show you a very important movement that your fingers need to memorize in order for you to be great at microblading, creating hair strokes. And this is the movement. Something you probably want to practice. Take some time to just practice doing this with a pen, with a microblading tool if you have access to one, and just practice that. All right, because you would need it all through microblading, working on any client, practicing. It will make your work a lot easier. Trust me. It will be unideal for me to teach you hair strokes without you first practicing and learning to, let's call it the microblading dance with your finger. So learn to do the dance. You just go 1, 2, 1, 2. Do it in both directions so that your movement or your fingers get used to working in both directions. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's do the dance. 1, 2, 1, 2. Try to go faster now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, and then after you've learned to do that, the next thing is you want to learn to move as you do that. You want to learn to move. All right, because you don't want to just stay on one spot doing this. You see what happens to your blade? It starts to bend and it doesn't give you anything, any beautiful stroke. What you want to do is do the microblading dance and then move with it. Learn to move gently. All right, so you'll have something like this. Okay, put your blade in and move. Blade in, do the dance. Blade in. So this is what would happen if I just moved without learning the microblading dance. This would happen. So we'd make a stroke. All right, but we don't just want to make a stroke. We want to make a nice hair stroke. So this is what you want to do. You want to place your blade and move, and as you move, you want to do the dance. You see the difference? So you place and move, place and move. Now place and move and do the dance. Place, move, do the dance. All right, so you're going to first start by practicing single hair strokes. Place, move, dance. Place, move, dance. That's it. All right, now to join another hair stroke to previous ones that you've made, you want to start from a higher point, not at the same point where the previous stroke started from. Let's bring this closer a little bit. Okay, nice. And then that's what you want to do. Take another line next to the previous line or the skeleton line you've made. Pardon me, stroke that you've made. Move and curve. Now you can only curve with ease if you've practiced the movement, the microblading pen dance. All right, so now we can practice 2 strokes. 1, 2. All right, or we can practice 2 strokes that do not touch. 1, 2. Next 2 strokes that touch. Let's try that. 1, 2. 2 strokes that do not touch. 1, 2. 2 strokes that touch. 1, 2. 2 strokes that do not touch. 1, 2. I'm sorry, 2 strokes that do not touch. That's what it's meant to be, right? All right, so now 2 strokes that do not touch. 1, 2. All right, 2 strokes that do not touch again. 1, 2. All right, now what this movement does is that it gives you so much control. So much control. Trust me, control is one thing that a lot of microblading artists struggle with. It was something that I personally struggled with for a long time until, I figured out that there's a template, there's a method to everything, and practice makes perfect. So just keep going and it becomes effortless.